Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 3 of Season 2 here at Bayer Leverkusen. Thank you for all of your feedback on the previous couple of episodes with regards to the transfer decisions we're looking to make. There have been a couple of developments as per the previous couple of episodes. I've added a couple more players to my shortlist, those being Torgan Hazard and Gelson Martins. Big release clause fee on him, but I won't be paying that, of course. I am still keen on picking up Julian Draxler, though. There was some discussion, shall we say, in the comments between some people saying yes, get Draxler, and some people saying no, don't. The majority of people saying no, don't were kind of saying it would be unrealistic to sign Draxler, but as far as I understand it, he's not getting much football at Paris Saint-Germain. They want to sell him. He's German. Let's bring him back to the Bundesliga. That's my take on the Julian Draxler situation, and a number of people also seem to agree with me in the comments section as well. So I think Julian Draxler is still going to be the main guy that I go after. However, how we utilise him and what we do with the rest of the squad, ideas have slightly changed with that, thanks to your suggestions in the comments. I'm having a scout of Ante Rebic, but I don't think I'll be going after him. But I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that I'd seen that particular left field suggestion. The one thing that was brought to me, or brought to my attention, with regards the way that we reshuffled with the introduction of Julian Draxler, we have, of course, I want to play Draxler at cam, so Julian Brandt, as things stand right now, would be switched out of the side. However, we were contemplating selling on Karim Bellarabi because of his age, lack of growth, and just ability to, bring in a better player for a similar fee that has better growth prospects. So the twist being, Brandt, as things stand, would be moving out of the starting 11. However, if we bring Draxler in and sell Bellarabi on, Brandt could move to left mid, Bailey could move to the right side, and then Draxler could slot in at cam, and that way Julian Brandt keeps a first team place. That's definitely something that I would be interested in doing. Thank you for that suggestion. I'm still not sure where best to utilise Dendoncker, because I do want to try and make the most out of youngsters like Retsos this season, but I don't know whether he's currently good enough to hold down a first team spot. We'll have to train him and see how he grows. As previously mentioned, Henriks is going to be getting some first team football this year at right back. Mitchell Weiser will be my backup right back and right sided midfielder. He's higher rated than Henriks, but it makes sense to play the youngster. Although, to be fair, he's 21 and Mitchell Weiss is only 24, I believe. So there's not too much difference in them age-wise. But I would like to give Henrik some more first-team football this year. Tenyedva is also a youngster that I want to get some first-team football with. Golovin is going to start ahead of Aranguiz consistently now. And actually, Aranguiz is a player that... No, I still want to keep him. I still want to keep Aranguiz, I think. But I will now go and list Karim Bellarabi on the transfer list. That is something that... actually, I can do that from the squad hub screen, can't I? That is something that I will go and do right now. Decision made. We are going to sell Karim Bellarabi. He's 28 years of age. His main attributes, his main important attributes, are his pace. And they're going to start to decline soon because of his age, which is unfortunate, but it's just one of those FIFA things that you kind of have to just deal with when playing the game and doing career modes, etc. So we'll have to wait and see if I bring in another winger. I may well bring in another winger, and that might still see Julian Brandt drop out of the starting lineup, but we will play it by ear. I want Draxler first, and then we shall move forward from there. With regards to other deals done so far in this window, the biggest so far is Rafinha, guy that you guys actually suggested to me last season, and I decided not to sign him. We spent money elsewhere instead. He's now gone to FC Köln for £34.3 million. Javi Martinez has gone to Paris Saint-Germain from Bayern Munich for £30.6 million. So they're now weaker than they used to be, the side that won the league last year. And Zivkovic has gone from Benfica to Deportivo La Coruña. Pierre Gabriel has gone from Saint-Etienne to Liverpool. I don't know anything about him, though, but a new signing for Liverpool fans out there. But we'll be trying to maximise our potential profit from this pre-season again, as we mentioned a couple of times in episodes 1 and 2. We have the potential of another... We've already got 1.6 or 7 million pounds from this pre-season tournament. There's a potential for another 7 or so if I can win this semi-final and then win the resulting final as well. So that's today's aim, whilst also trying to move on the 7 players we have on the transfer list to raise more funds to go in for Julian Draxler and then figure out what we want to do from there. So we'll start with Monaco. Again, a number of players out on international duty at the World Cup, so the side will have to be rotated accordingly, but we have players that can fill in. I'm going to put Ilario at striker and drop Folland to Cam. Golovin can start, I think, there. He should be okay with that. And the rest of the side, actually, I'm going to take Jose Sarr off the bench and throw Parampado on, so I've got a striking option. And outside of that, I think I'm quite happy to push forward. Right, Monaco first, raise some more money, try and sell some players on, go and buy Julian Draxler, and then see what money we've got left. Plan? Good. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. The World Cup quarterfinals start today. I did a prediction video for those last night. If you missed it, check the channel page to give me your feedback and your thoughts on the round of 16 and what you think is going to happen in the quarterfinals. But for now, this particular specific second in time, I'm going to go and play Monaco. Right, Monaco's starting lineup. Obviously now they're without Thomas Lemar, who's gone to Atletico Madrid. He was one of the transfers we made manually before starting this save. They do still have Keita Balde-Diao on the left-hand side and Camille Glick at centre-back here with Jemison. New signing Messina at left-back is getting his debut here, so according to the pre-game commentary. So we'll see how he plays, but I'm still pretty confident that we can get the win here against Monaco. We did lose to Bordeaux, but I was playing a very weak team against them, knowing that we were already through. So, although if they start the game on the front foot like this, we might have to think about things, but no, we've been able to work it away. Folland into Golovin, across to Henriks. There's a bit of space there for Leon Bailey here on this right-hand side, testing him out on the right wing with Julian Brandt on the left. I might, because I have a tendency actually to put a handful of crosses into the box with this team. I might put Brandt on the right and Bailey on the left, rather than as currently Bailey on the right and Brandt on the left. But we've got the opportunity to experiment, shall we say, with a few pre-season games, or hopefully two pre-season games remaining, and some Deutsche Pokal games, and lesser, well, it depends how strong our Champions League group is, I guess, but hopefully at least one lesser side in the Champions League that I can experiment with as well. So we've time to figure things out, because I don't know why, I feel like Bailey would be, well, I don't know. I need to check what his weak foot is, actually. I'll do that. In fact, let's do that now. Because, obviously, if I'm crossing, Bailey, he's got 4-star weak foot. And Julian Brandt also is 4-star, 4-star. So, to be fair, they could both play on either side. Maybe it won't be too much of an issue then. Maybe we will try Leon Bailey on the left and Julian Brandt on the right. Or I could just switch them as and how I please and not actually need to worry about who's playing on which side of the wing. We have a little bit of leeway there. That actually makes things a lot easier than I thought they might be. I'm actually really intrigued as to how this second season is going to go, especially with the pressures of having an extra competition with the Champions League as well. And if we can improve with quality like Julian Draxler, then, you know, when he links up with Timo Werner, when he eventually comes back from World Cup duty, we could have a very good team on our hands. I'm going to try and pull this back, and Golovin should, but hasn't, given us a 1-0 lead. Oh, he's got to get that on target, surely. Surely he's got to get that on target. He's got a couple of very good goals for me in Season 1, but that is extremely disappointing from the young Russian. I'd like some growth from him this year as well. Still only 79 rated. We have a lot of players that aren't necessarily that high rated, but... oh, it's a poor shot. But they're effective on the field, shall we say. I haven't got 87, 88, 89, 90 rated players yet, but we were still able to finish second in the Bundesliga last year and give Bayern a good old run for their money. And I do feel competitive in almost every single game that I play. So, you know, we might not have the highest rated team, but we are effective and it works. So I'm confident that we can have another successful season here at Leverkusen. And fingers crossed this year, actually get a trophy to our name as well. Keita's in behind here, but he's got the pace to beat Henriks. Can't change player quickly enough. Thankfully, Julian Brandt's tracking back there, otherwise we might well have been going 1-0 down. just after the half hour. As things stand though, it's still 0-0, but quite an open game. Antonucci to Diakabi, nice tackle by Bender. Laria around the corner to Kevin Folland. Nice turn, back to Dendoncker, out to Henriks. Bailey through the gap. Just trying to keep possession here and work the ball about nicely. And here's Julian Brandt. Oh, it's a good save. It's a good save. I think in situations like that, that's where having the left footer on the left and the right footer on the right will come in handy more so than having, the other way around, left footer on the right and right footer on the left, like we currently have. Diakabi, back to Meite. Diakabi again. Oh, I held my breath there because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Side netting only. They're making a couple of changes. Andre Kramaric and João Medinho coming on. They've signed Kramaric from... it was Hoffenheim Kramaric was playing for, wasn't it? Pretty sure Kramaric was at Hoffenheim. He had a good season last year, I believe. Good goal-scoring season. Unless I'm thinking of a different Kramaric, I may well be. But we'll wait and see if they change the game. 20 minutes to go. I've switched wings with Brandt and Bailey after that chance that Brandt missed on his left foot, just to see if they work better in this second half with them on their... No! Oh, on their favoured sides. I got worried there because in the last episode we saw Jose Sarr just ignore a ball that ended up going in the top corner, and that very nearly was Hradecky repeating what happened to his understudy in the previous game. Thankfully, it ended up going wide, otherwise I would have gone down 1-0 there, and I don't think I'd have been able to put it back to win in 90 minutes. We might have to be relying upon penalties here. Oh, it's a lovely ball through, and they miss again. Antonucci, it's another let-off for me. I need to pick things up here. Monaco are turning up the wick, and we're getting close to going behind. Kramaric played through. Push around the outside. Cross comes in, that'll be keepers. Oh, Hradecky, what are you doing, mate? I mean, that is a very simple catch. You're making me nervous doing things like that, boy. Don't keep that up, otherwise I might be buying another first-team goalkeeper. Alario, round the corner here to Leon Bailey. I've got 3 that will arrive in the box. Can I find any of them? I found one, and he's knocked it back into the middle, but Kevin Folland got stuck on the number 7 there in the middle and couldn't attack the loose ball, otherwise I'm certain that would have been 1-0. Very nearly won that back with Alario there off the defender as well. They're living on the edge here, Monaco, as I was moments ago. We are just 2 minutes away from the end of the game now, and a penalty shootout in the semi-final of this. Don't you dare. Was a foul, to be fair. Now we're just 40 seconds away from a penalty shootout in this pre-season semi-final. Denis Suarez has come on for Martins Pereira. We'll clear that away. Can I get to that? Golovin's not quite got the stamina or acceleration to reach it. White here to Damian. Oh, it's Damian Suarez, not Denis Suarez. I thought it was Denis Suarez of Barcelona. Calde, oh, Beta. Calde. Oh, I said his names with the wrong letter in front of each. It's Balde Keita, not Keita. Calde Beta, like came up in my mouth there. Wow. Close with possession. I definitely dominated chance creation, but I still wasn't able to find a way through. Can we win on penalties? Alario to step up first. He's going to go top left. Oh! I hit the inside the post and it goes wide. Kramaric off the bench for them. Taking a longer run up. And Monaco going to get themselves the lead here. Oh, a naughty little dink. A naughty little dink from Kramaric. Kevin Volland will step up then. I'm going to go to the right. That's a better penalty. Right. It's João Moutinho. Those substitutes are going first. I don't think I made any changes in that game, actually, thinking about it. Moutinho steps up. He's going to go the opposite way to the way that I dived again. Right, Leon Bailey's going to step up here. I'm actually just going to stroke this one tamely and hope that the keeper goes the wrong way. But he doesn't. Damian Suarez for Monaco. Saved by Hradecky. Right, Henriks. Get this down the middle. Keep it on target. Score the goal. I can't believe the keeper's just stood dead still and not even moved. Baldacati's going to go right. He has, and the keeper will save it. We are still in with a shout. Still in with a shout. It's Julian Brandt. Can he keep us alive? Yes, he can. They still win if they score here, Monaco. It's Antonucci. Going to go left. He went right, and it's a brilliantly tucked away penalty. Even if I had gone the right way, I'm not sure I'd have gotten to that. Oh, that's annoying. They had no shots on target throughout the entire game, but win 3-2 on penalties. A couple of good saves by keepers. Off the post from me. First penalty, I couldn't believe it. Napoli go through against AC Milan. So what do we get prize money-wise from that? Not as much as I would have hoped, probably. That's frustrating. We really are going to rely on player sales now. I get 3.2 million is not bad. That's more than I thought I was going to get, actually. Jose Sarr, yeah, you are going to get more football, mate. Don't worry. We're still in July, but I now don't have a game until outside of the transfer window. So it's a case of waiting for bids to come in at this stage, which they haven't started to do, but for a player that I don't want to sell or loan out, Hakimi. He's going nowhere. I've got 7 players on the transfer list. There we go. Ooh, 23 million from Zosia. I tell you what, I'm tempted to accept that straight away. I will negotiate for 26 and then see if they go up anymore. If they don't, then I'm quite happy to accept 23. I'll ask for 26. And they're going to pay 26. Wonderful. That's superb. That will free up the money to bring in Julian Draxler, and it's a player from the position that was involved in the reshuffle of the side. Like if I'd have sold maybe Baumgart, Linger, or Kor, or Sven Bender, I still would have had Bellarabi in the squad, mixing things up with that forward front three. But I'm really pleased with that, actually. Right, Weber is still growing. Retsos is growing well. Cartier has the potential to get to between 86 and 90. So I really want to make sure that we keep training him, and we'll find out what Bauer's overall potential window is, or be reminded of what Bauer's overall potential window is when he reaches 60 rated. Weber is nearly there as well. Right, this could be, that Bellarabi deal could tip us over the edge with the guys being able to afford Julian Draxler. I just need that to go through as soon as possible, which has done now. Yes. 23 million has been added to the transfer budget, which means I now have 44.2. I still need another sale. Still need another sale to be able to afford Draxler. Right, okay. That's fine. That's not a problem. We, of course, brought in Dendoncker, which is where some of the money went. Did you pay for Dendoncker? Was it 23 something? 23.7 maybe? I think. Weber's now 60 rated. That's good news. Although he's a goalkeeper. So, I mean, overall potential for goalkeepers isn't really that important because you can just train them as much as you possibly want. And they can be, say they have a potential of 40, you could train them till he's 90 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's harder to train outfield players to reach max potential or beyond their default potential. 74 to 94 intrigues me with this guy, Jerome Courbet. But I don't want to sign another centre mid if I have to. If he's a forward player, he's 5'10", so maybe he could be a cam. Well, I'll hold off and just give him one more month. 66 to 90, I'm going to say no to you. 68 to 92, we'll wait and see. Courbet, I'm intrigued by. I'll say no to you. 67 to 91, he's very low to start off with. 55 to 77, no, and no there as well. 2 15-year-olds, so we'll see what happens with them next month. What I could do, actually, is do a Scout Future Star again. Why not? There's no reason not to. Eventually it will connect to the things. Hello, thank you. I'm clicking in the right stick. Can you work for me, please? I would like a Scout Future Star, if you don't mind. Scout Future Star, redeem item. Thank you. And then he's gone. Right, so that may even come back before the end of the window. Let's see what we can raise financially between now and, say, the second to... Oh, he's back already. That was quick. And it was Ferrari. 61 rated winger, Antonio Ferrari. Okay. I'm genuinely intrigued by that. 77 to 94 potential. He's 61 rated, so if I call him up now, I should be able to see what his overall window is. Because he's over 60 rated already. So let's have a look, shall we? A right-sided midfielder as well. I've just seen that Bailey's gone up to 64 rated, which is an improvement this season. It's an improvement this episode. An exciting prospect, which is also late 80s, early 90s. That's good. I'm intrigued by that. Let's have a quick look at his attributes. 3-star, 3-star isn't the best. But hopefully he grows. He's only 5'6", can play on either side of midfield. Alright, that's good. That's good. I like that. We actually haven't done that bad with a Scout Future Star there. We have had issues before where a Scout Future Stars will top out in the late 70s, which has been terrible and horrible. Scout Report and Ante Rebic has come back. That's actually a decent Scout Future Star. Ante Rebic, 77 rated. Nah, I'm going to say no. I need a sale though. I've got loads of players on the transfer list, but nobody apparently wants to buy them. I haven't quite got enough money yet to go out and sign Julian Draxler or even Torgan Hazard, who has had a bid go in for him there from someone else, but I wouldn't be able to afford him at present either. He's valued at like 34 million, and they always an offer for Aranguiz. No, I don't want to sell Aranguiz. He's going to be a very important squad player for me this year. I don't want to sell Aranguiz. It's players like Sven Bender that I want to get rid of. Transfer for Henriks. I'm going to reject that as well. The offers are getting bigger for the players that I don't want to sell. If someone could bid for a player that I do want to sell, that'd be superb, lads, if you don't mind. Come on! Bid for someone I want to sell. I've got loads of players on the transfer list. Loads. Monthly scouting updates. Okay. 53 to 71, no. 61 to 83, no. 68 to 92, 50,000 starting off price, no. No there as well. No there as well. No there as well. And no there as well. Okay, great. Well, Spain's not being too fruitful for me, is it? I'll show you who I've got in the transfer list. I'm sure you guys can remember, but just to refresh your memory and my memory for that matter, we'll have a quick look and see who's still on the transfer list. We've got Baumgartlinger, Sven Bender, Kor, Folland. I thought I'd get some interest for Folland, but I've had nothing. Yeah, Sven Bender, Baumgartlinger, Lerm as well, Kor, Kainak on loan, Folland, Pawan Palo. But nothing. I listed Bellarabi and he immediately went. No one's coming in for anyone else. And I kind of need... it might get to the point where I have to try and maybe use Kevin Folland as part of a deal for Julian Draxler. That is an alternative if we're not able to sell anyone on. Oh, this is the Germans. I think I accidentally dismissed this earlier on. 5'9". Oh, okay, it's ended, that's why. 64 to 86, I'll say no. Well, I'll call this guy up just to see what he looks like. No. 29 to 39? No, mate. Bloody hell. I think that might be the lowest I've ever seen as a potential youth player. Right. You were the German, Florian Ziegler. 73 to 93 potential. He's currently 48 rated at 17. I'm going to say no. Where are we in the transfer window? I'll give it like 4 or 5 more days. Give it till like the 22nd. And then I'll start throwing other players involved. No, I'm not selling Leon Bailey. Go away. 52 million is a hell of a big bid. But he's 21 years old. He's growing brilliantly. We know how good he can get from the Southampton save. Someone buy Sven Bender or Baumgartlinger or someone. Please. Crying out loud. You put players on the transfer list because you need the money and then nobody buys them. Come on. It's not like a Riyad Mahrez case where everybody wants to buy him but the club won't sell. It's the opposite. Offer for Tin Yedvai, a player that I also don't want to sell. Right, we are now midweek. I'm gonna offer a player as make weight for Julian Draxler. Approach to buy. PSG might not want too much for him. His wages are going to be quite high. I'll offer Sven Bender. It's £10 million. They'll obviously want money. They're looking for a left back. I don't have a left back you can have. I don't want to lose Wendell. I don't want to lose Wendell. I might just offer 35 because I mean he's not going to be starting there. No, I didn't think it was going to work, but it was worth a try. I might. Oh, they rejected. Yeah. See, they offered like 39, and Sevilla have rejected that. Oh, sorry. Sevilla have had their offer rejected by Borussia Mönchengladbach. I really want Julian Draxler though. Maybe I'll be able to go in again for him before the end of the window. Let me see if I can get a deal done, because he is my preferred signing, Julian Draxler. This is so frustrating trying to move players on, and people will bid for anyone that isn't a player that's on the transfer list. I don't want to sell Leon Bailey. Go away. 2 offers of exactly 52 million for Leon Bailey. So the situation right now is that I can't offer. Well, I don't have enough money to buy Draxler outright, and if I'm to offer a player, they want a left back. I have Wendell, but I don't want to sell Wendell. He's my only out-and-out left back. So I want to keep him, because if I use him as make weight and then spend the other money on Draxler, I still won't have enough to bring in another left back. So I may be forced here. I may be forced here to go and sign Torgan Hazard. We've had a game rescheduled. These will be actually the Champions League games. These will be the Champions League games that have been rescheduled. I have an offer of £17.3 million for Aaron Geese. I don't think I want to sell it. Let me check my squad. He's currently in the cam role, but Draxler would go there. So we have Golovin. And then it's other players that I want to sell, like Kor, Kainak and Baumgartlinger. I'm not selling Aaron Geese. I'm just not doing it. Sorry. He's going nowhere. So I'm going to be forced to go for Torgan Hazard, which isn't. It's not exactly a bad thing, and I could always go for Julian Draxler in a latter season. It's just that Draxler was my first choice. But such things happen in football. You don't always get the opportunity to sign the player that you want. You have to make other arrangements, and this is one of those situations. You want a left winger. I'm not willing to let any of those guys go. Right. He's valued at 32. So if I have 35, add a sell-on fee clause of 20% and submit the offer. We'll see what they say. They want 49 million. Now I can't afford that and afford his wages, so I am going to have to propose a new transfer fee. So I have to think of his wages. They seem pretty adamant on that 49.9 figure. Let's try 39.5. I'm just hoping that eventually they'll drop. Oh, you sons of bitches. They're just going to delay slightly. Gelson Martins I could go for, and that might be another alternative backup option. This is a frustrating end to the transfer window. Man United have signed Jesus Corona from Porto for £41.8 million. Yeah, and they've rejected the offer for Torgan Hazard. And they've said that they want 49.9 again. I will continue to negotiate. It's just affording his wages that I'm concerned about. I need to be able to pay whatever he's on a week. They accept 42. I think that's the accept thing, isn't it? Okay, good. Oh, okay, Torgan Hazard's going to come in then. I'm really frustrated that I wasn't able to get Julian Draxler. If I had... See, the thing with this deal is I can afford to pay almost all of what was in my transfer budget and still be able to afford wages because they're not very high. I would have had to have offered a lot more. Like this guy, Torgan Hazard was valued 10 million lower than Draxler. So I would have had to have offered 45, 46, 47, maybe even more for Draxler in pure cash, which would have meant it would have eaten into my wage budget and I wouldn't have been able to afford to pay his wages because he's already on a fair whack at Paris Saint-Germain. Whereas, as you can see, Torgan Hazard is only on... I'll counter. Make it 91 and you've got a deal. No, 71. Oh, okay. No, 71's fine. But he's only on £54,000 a week. And I can afford now up to 158, which I obviously won't be offering him, but I shall offer him 80, and then a £1 million signing on fee, and hopefully he should just accept that straight off the bat. And they do. Good. Okay, so we have gotten a new signing in. It's not the first choice, but it is the second choice option in Torgan Hazard. Now, he actually... Now, where would I be best utilising Torgan Hazard? This is where you guys will come in. I could still use Julian Brandt at cam. Torgan Hazard could play anywhere in that front three. Do I use him wide left because he's quicker? And then keep Brandt at cam. Timo Werner's gone up to 85 rated as well. Bailey's 84 now. Dendonker's 81. So people are growing. Henriks is up to 79. Kai Havertz is 81. Well, I think he was already 81. Retsos is 76. This is good. We will, of course, have a squad report in the first episode outside of the transfer window. But there is our first, well, second signing, but first real marquee signing. I am intrigued to see who we've got in our Champions League group. AZ Alkmaar, that is one of the lesser sides that will be able to use rotation players against. SC Braga as well, and Real Madrid. That is most certainly a group that we can finish second in, and without jinxing myself, a fairly easy second. Braga, AZ Alkmaar and Real Madrid. We should get through that group. We should most certainly get through that group. We'll have a see if anything else happens on transfer deadline day. I don't think it will with regards to us, but our deal current... Oh, Quincy Promes has gone to Bayern Munich. That's a big deal and directly affects us. I don't think our deal with Hazard will remain the highest in the window, but there are only 7.5 hours left to go. Barcelona has sold Ruiz to someone. I don't recognise that badge. There's not much being spent here, and we're not getting any bids in. We've had an email here, but what is it? An offer for Henriks, a player that I don't want to sell. I do need to put Henriks into the starting lineup for the first team, though, ahead of Weiser, and I will do that now whilst I remember to. But Weiser can be used as a winger. And we also have Kai Havertz as well, who perhaps I should start to train again. I'm not sure. I want to get the young Bauer over 60 rated so I can see what his potential window is before I think about putting Kai Havertz back on the training squad. Although, to be fair, I did train Kai Havertz quite a bit last season. So it's not necessarily an absolute must that we get him back onto the training schedule. And there's, I mean, 273 million has been spent, but they're not all big deals. Ours is still the biggest, and with 1 hour to go now, we'll see if anything else gets spent in this final hour, and indeed it doesn't. So let's have a quick look then, see who's done what in this window. Dortmund have sold Rafael Guerrero, Ander Kappa, and John Joe Kenny, and have brought in Sessegnon. I presume that's Ryan Sessegnon. I'm not sure. We'll find out when we play them. Hanover 96 haven't done much, although that might be Callum Chambers that's joined them, and Eric Durm. Troy Deeney has gone to Hoffenheim. There's some really interesting signings here coming from the Premier League to the Bundesliga. Kotziello out at Köln, and Hinteregger in, which will be their... Oh, Maximilian Meyer as well. That's a good signing, actually. They've spent quite a bit of money there, SC Köln, haven't they? But the majority of that was on Rafinha, the winger. That was like £38 million or something, wasn't it? Darmian out at Leipzig. They bought him in last year, so that's intriguing. We've obviously bought in Dendoncker and Hazard and sold Bellarabi. Wow, Borussia Mönchengladbach selling a number of players, although we saw Zakaria was a loan. It's not on there anymore, but Zakaria was a loan, and then the majority of that profit is me buying Hazard. Although they've sold Oscar Wendt at left-back, but they've signed Demisi, who I believe can play at wing-back, although he might be a centre-mid. I can't quite remember. Roussillon has gone to FSV Mainz, who's a left-back. He's pretty decent. Nuremberg have signed Silva and Gerson. Schalke have sold Mbolo, Konoplyanka, and Vitinho, but they've signed Benteke. Quaresma in at Stuttgart, that's an interesting sign. And Kappa, that's where Ander Kappa's gone then. And Wolfsburg have signed Jefferson, Ramiro, and Sansone and sold a number of players. Augsburg, Prestau, and Kraft, with Neukup and Hinteregger going out. And Bayern, Promes and Valencia presumably going in. Javi Martinez, Juan Bernat, and Renato Sanchez going out. To Berlin has signed Salinas, Diego Carlos, and El Hankouri. And Stark has gone out. Werder Bremen. Montoya in with Asako Velkovic. Bauer and Rashika going out. And then Darmstadt was Özbilits and Oikonomidis. That's an interesting window. It's a very interesting window. I'm happy with the business that we've done, but I'm also frustrated at the business that we've done. Because I wanted... Torgan Hazard, don't get me wrong, Torgan Hazard is a great signing, but I did want Julian Draxler. But there's no reason why we can't sign Draxler in a latter window. There is no reason why we can't do that. It's still slightly frustrating. Let's have a look at transfer history then, see what the other big deals were in this window. So Hazard, Corona and Promes were the three big ones. Rafinha was 34.3, not 38 as I previously mentioned. Sergio Roberto has gone to Juventus for 30.5. Odriozola has gone to Olympique Marseille for 27.7. We of course signed him in the Southampton save. Bellarabi we know about, Guerrero we know about, Torreira, he's gone to Arsenal in real life, but Atalanta have signed him for 24.3. There's that Diego Carlos one. It was Christian Benteke to Schalke for 20.5. Bril Donald Dembola has gone to Malaga for 20.3. Bernat to Man United we saw for 20 mil. Diawara is a good player, actually gone to Mainz. Sedebe to Real Betis. Sansoni to Wolfsburg. Nicolas Sansoni, decent striker / winger. Nicolas Stark's gone to Udinese. Cazal to Manchester City, that's an interesting one. Cedric to Valencia. Konoplyanka has gone to AC Milan, so it was a sale, not a loan, when he left Schalke. 16 million for Konoplyanka seems like a good deal, although he's getting on a little bit now. Montoya to Werder Bremen, as we saw. Blint to PSG. Joaquin Correa to Club Bruges. Santiago Arias, the Colombian, to Manchester United for 12.6. There's that Charisma to Stuttgart deal we saw. Crazy to Lazio. We signed him last year on FIFA 17 at Napoli, if my memory serves correctly. Moses Simon has gone to Leeds. Tony Yanchka to Eibar. Not a big window. Not a very big window at all. I think a handful of deals were done in the latter stages of last season that don't show up on that list. How Thomas Muller's gotten Player of the Month for August when no Bundesliga games... I guess it's the... when did they play then? Did they play... Okay, so they drew 2-2 against Hanover. One game was played in the month of August. Thomas Muller must have gotten man of the match, and as such gets Player of the Month. Congratulations, Thomas. Well, that's going to bring today's episode to a close. I hope you're pleased with the business we did. I am, but it's still frustrating that we weren't able to get the sales, but maybe it means we've got the squad depth for this first half of the season, then we can reassess in January. We'll play Leipzig and Borussia Mönchengladbach tomorrow and then have a squad report, first one of the season, and then we'll be back up to 3 games per episode outside of that as we normally are. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any more, and I'll see you next time.